and vague explanation. This. The animal fairy squinted upwards and gave me an arch look. Just give him time. He'll settle down. That's your advice? Time? What about some helpful animal magic? Pets aren't usually our remit, she told me gently. They have owners to take care of their needs. They're still animals, I mumbled. I'm supposed to be up north dealing with the latest bovine flu epidemic before it gets out of hand, starts to jump species, and causes global chaos and a pandemic of obscene proportions. My mouth flattened. Well, okay then. I suppose that was slightly more important. Only slightly, though. The animal fairy grinned and patted my arm. Don't worry, she assured me. You've got this. Pumpkin is a sweetheart. The sweetheart in question gave her another lick, then sat back heavily on his chubby haunches. We both watched the fairy walk out, leaving us to our unsure fate without a backward glance. Once she'd gone, I put my hands on my hips and gave him a glare. Nice work, I said sarcastically. Pumpkin's lips pulled into the merest suggestion of a snarl. I didn't look away. It was important that he realised who was the real boss in this relationship. Don't start blaming me, I told him. She could have helped us. Instead, you acted like everything was absolutely fine. The little dog sniffed and turned away. I knelt down, reaching out to scratch his ears. Pumpkin jerked backwards like he'd been burned. Holding my hands up in temporary surrender, I gazed at him. I'm doing my best for you, I whispered, but I'm also trying to do my best as a fairy godmother. I can't drop everything and run around after you 24/7. Life doesn't work like that. I have other commitments, you know. Pumpkin looked distinctly unimpressed at my attempt to appeal to his better side. I gave up and clipped on his lead before straightening up and heading for the door. Come on then, I said. Let's go home. He tossed his head, as if to suggest that had been his plan all along, and it was about time I fell into line and did what he wanted. The moment we made it outside, he took off, barrelling forward and almost yanking me off my feet. Pumpkin might look like a small, overweight lapdog, but I swear he has the strength of a Rottweiler. I dug in my heels, calling out to him in my best attempt at Caesar Milan-style dog whispering. It did no good. Pumpkin was a dog on a mission, and it appeared that I was only along for the ride. We whizzed along the street. Pumpkin whizzed. I stumbled and barely managed to keep my footing while resolutely ignoring the disapproving looks of the few other pedestrians out this early on a Saturday. I forced a smile as a nearby bloke with his own perfectly behaved pooch commented, "Who's taking who out for a walk then?" In the 2 weeks since I'd supposedly taken possession of Pumpkin, I'd lost count of how many times I'd heard those words. I was supposed to be a fairy godmother. I was supposed to be magical and powerful and in charge of my own fate. In truth, I couldn't even get a pint-sized dog to come to heel. Instead of turning right at the first crossroads, Pumpkin made a beeline in the opposite direction. I tugged on the lead. "Wrong way!" I half-screeched. Pumpkin ignored me in favour of vaulting forward and wrapping himself round a lamp-post. Whether this was a deliberate action to get us both tangled up, or simply because it smelled good, I couldn't have said. "Fuck a puck!" I gritted my teeth and started to unwind the lead from the innocent lamp-post. "Why can't you walk in a straight line?" "Because," drawled a deep voice from behind me, "then I wouldn't be able to chew gum at the same time." I whipped round, my eyes meeting Jasper's emerald green gaze. Irritatingly, my cheeks flooded with colour, like a schoolgirl haphazardly bumping into a crush. That wasn't the case at all. No siree. I coughed and tried to compose myself. "I was under the impression," I said, "that multitasking was your forte." He flashed me an amused grin. "I'm reliably informed that women are better at that than men." "Only because we're forced into it," I muttered. I looked him up and down. He was dressed more casually than I'd ever seen him, in a pair of dark jeans that moulded to his thighs in ways I wanted to think about too much, and a dark grey V-neck T-shirt that displayed just enough tanned skin to make my mouth dry. "Friends," I reminded myself. "We were friends." "Friends," I said aloud without meaning to. Clearly my eloquence was...